Chapter 1. The Arrival. It started with a tremor. At first, people thought it was just an earthquake, an odd one, given there had been no warnings. But when the sky split open and glowing streaks of fire rained down, the world realized something far worse had arrived. In the middle of a barren Nevada desert, the first of the alien ships touched down. Sleek, black, and humming with an eerie blue glow, they stood like obsidian obelisks against the starry night. Within hours, similar vessels landed across the world. Then, the silence ended. From the ships emerged the Zelther, a race of tall, insect-like beings with chitinous exoskeletons and razor-sharp appendages. Their language was a series of clicking sounds, but their intent was unmistakable. They weren't here to talk. They were here to conquer. Chapter 2. The First Strike. The world's militaries reacted swiftly. Fighter jets screamed across the skies, missiles locked onto the alien ships. The first explosions lit up the night, but as the smoke cleared, the ships remained unharmed. A strange energy field flickered around them, absorbing the damage like ripples in water. Then the Zelther retaliated. Blasts of plasma energy lanced through the air, turning entire squadrons to dust. Their ground forces moved with terrifying precision, slaughtering anything in their path. Cities fell within days. The Zelther weren't just warriors. They were exterminators. Humanity was losing. Chapter 3. Resistance Rises. In the ruins of a destroyed military base, Captain Elias Carter gathered what remained of his unit. They weren't soldiers anymore. They were survivors. Alongside rogue scientists and desperate civilians, they formed the resistance. Dr. Valerie Henshaw, a brilliant astrophysicist, discovered that the Zelther's shields weren't invincible. They were powered by a massive relay aboard their mothership, a colossal craft hovering just beyond the moon. If they could take it down, the invaders would become vulnerable. But there was a problem. The mothership was untouchable by conventional means. That's when Commander Darius Cole, a former NASA engineer, revealed a secret project, the Viper, a prototype stealth spacecraft designed for deep space infiltration. Their only hope was a direct strike. Chapter 4. Infiltration. A team of 5 elite fighters, including Captain Carter and Dr. Henshaw, boarded the Viper and launched under the cover of night. Using stolen Zelther technology, they evaded enemy patrols and slipped into the void of space. Upon reaching the mothership, they docked in a blind spot and infiltrated the massive structure. The halls pulsed with an eerie blue light, and the air hummed with alien energy. Armed with experimental railguns and EMP charges, the team moved quickly, taking out sentries with silent efficiency. Finally, they reached the reactor core, a pulsating sphere of raw energy. Dr. Henshaw placed the charges, setting the timer for 5 minutes. Just as they turned to escape, an alarm blared. The Zelther knew they were there. Chapter 5. The Final Stand. Zelther warriors poured into the chamber, their glowing weapons crackling with energy. The resistance fighters held their ground, but they were outnumbered. One by one, they fell, until only Carter and Henshaw remained. With seconds left on the timer, they sprinted back to the Viper. Plasma blasts sizzled past them, but just as they reached the airlock, Carter took a hit to the shoulder. Gritting his teeth, he shoved Henshaw inside and slammed the controls. "Geo," he yelled as the doors sealed behind her. The ship blasted away just as the charges detonated. A massive explosion ripped through the mothership, sending debris hurtling into space. The Zelther's shields on Earth flickered, then collapsed. Chapter 6. Victory at a Cost. Back on Earth, the Resistance launched a full-scale counterattack. With their shields down, the Zelther fell by the thousands. Their warships, once invincible, crumbled under human firepower. Within weeks, the invasion was over. But victory came with loss. Captain Carter's sacrifice became legend, his name whispered in the annals of history. Humanity had won the battle, but the war wasn't over. Somewhere in the galaxy, the Zelther still lurked, watching, waiting. And Earth would be ready.